Guys, holy moly, the giveaway's still on. You've still got time. You could be at the return of the slam tent. Think about it. You and the troops, uns.
We dance.
We dance, aye.
We drink.
You don't even need to dance. You can literally just go and stand still if you want, but it's free, man. So the way to enter, troops, get down to the description, follow the link, it will say gleam.io, copy and paste that into your web browser of choice. Follow that, and then you need to just enter like your email address, and then all you need to do is subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. That's it.
Simple.
You're in the draw. Boom. Go win those tickets, baby.
Cheers, troops.
So, troops, oh my goodness. You know, we had Joe Rogan interviewing Elon Musk not long ago, and I think this is the next biggest interview.
Aye.
Easily
We've
is.
overtook that.
Well, this will overtake it. Everybody welcome the man, Lee Sutherland. Yes! Mate, I cannot explain how happy we are to have you in here. We thought it was a lost cause. We thought it wasn't going to happen.
And we were gutted for a bit.
We were gutted, but then one day I just seen the mail. You still want to do the podcast, and honestly,
Still want to do it.
yes, mate, it's beautiful.
Still want to do it.
It's beautiful, mate. Honestly, right, no joke. You're probably the highest requested guest for this podcast.
I know there's a lot of people like some of them are shout outs. Honestly, like it's just crazy, you know.
Aye, it is.
Like I do have quite a lot of followers.
I know.
But obviously my last account was banned and I lost that account, so now it's a different account I have, you know. So I'm gutted with that, you know.
Aye, it's shit.
So, but the fact is, what I'm upset about is because there's so many fake accounts, you know.
I know, by the way.
That's what I hate, you know. That what really makes me angry.
And they
you
post, they just take your videos and post them as
that's
if,
what it is.
and they just
And
call it
that's
like
why-
Lee Sutherland 5555555.
Challenger and 555, and then you get 565, and you know, like honestly, it's crazy.
It's
you know?
crazy, innit? It's mad.
Absolutely crazy.
But,
So
mate, honestly, people were like, because I've watched your videos for ages, then I put Jamie onto you, and then he fucking watched them,
so great.
and we were just like, mate, honestly, in working that, I was like, I've never been looking forward to a podcast as much, so we're looking forward to it. But I wanted to start, mate, because I remember I texted you and I was like, oh fuck, it's no delivered and that, and blah blah blah, and then I find out you were in the fucking jail on Saturday. What
know.
happened there?
See, the fact is because obviously I was an aggravated breach of bail, so obviously I breached that. And obviously it was 2 breach of bails, you know. So obviously the first one was a Paisley Sheriff Court. And basically what happened was I completed that. I have to do the hours for that. It's 165 hours for, for unpaid work. That's what it is, you know. So, and then the second one, which I just got arrested coming through Coat Bridge. The fucking bastards honestly caught me, you know.
How did they pull you out? Did they see a
They
motor?
did, aye. They bullied about and all that. The reason why I asked them, I says, what's the reason for stop, you know? And they asked me, it says, it's because you were drawing attention to yourself, you know? Honestly, that's what they say.
What were you doing?
Just because I was passing by. I was a wee short policewoman, you know? And, you know, it's very, very short, like probably, 5 foot tall.
Like maybe a legal small person?
Like a very, very small woman, honestly. She was driving a police Ford Cougar. That's what it was, right? A wee Jeep. And so now I left the roundabout. That point, I looked like that there. And I thought to myself, what the fuck is that? You know, why would a policewoman be so short as that? And that was drawing attention to her, you know? So that's the reason why. Because obviously I drive a old Jeep and all that as well, you know? So...
I know, I was just going to say, so what was it? Do you know how, like, breach of bail, is that, like, if you have community service or what do you call it, unpaid work?
It is, it's unpaid work.
And then if you don't complete that, you get... Is that what breach of bail is?
I think it's 3 minors. So if you breach it the 3rd time, that's automatically a custodial sentence, you know. So I could be looking up to 8 months, you know. That's how tough it is. They take it quite serious, breach of bail,
so
you know.
what was the original offence for you to, like, do you know what I mean?
It was to do with unpaid work. Sorry, I'm telling a lie. It was to do with community, what do you call it? The...
community service?
No community service. It was to do with community service, and obviously I breached that, you know. So that's the first minor, you know. But if it's a second minor, maybe the skin of my teeth, I might possibly get away with it. I might probably end up getting remanded, you know.
You got to go back to court for this?
No, it's already been, like, obviously, just on Monday there, obviously I have to complete the unpaid work, you know, so it's 120 hours for road traffic matter, you know. So it's crazy, you know.
What is the unpaid work? Is it like...
It's basically like fixing push bikes or like breaking bits of wood and stuff like that. I thought
you'd enjoy that, no? Do you not like a bit
It's alright, but it's the fact is, I'm more of a money type of guy, you know. I'm always into money, you know. I'm not interested in doing things like...
fuck off.
For nothing, exactly, you know.
Don't do something like that for freely.
How many can... So, like, say they give you a certain amount of hours. Can you say I want to do 4 hours a day, or do they say right you're gone?
It's 6.5 hours.
Right.
So it's from 9 o'clock to 3:30, you know. So that's 6.5 hours, and you have to complete that, you know. 1 day a week, you know.
Fuck, that's top.
So it is. It's crazy, you know. It's absolutely brutal.
And then if you're not working for that day, I know.
So.
Crazy.
It's crazy, you know, but obviously I work for myself, you know, I just buy and sell cars and stuff like that, you know, so I make decent money, you know, so...
So why the fuck would you go and do work for nothing?
Exactly, but that's the way the legal system is. The legal system is corrupt, you know, it is corrupt to the core, you know,
so see just on like, because obviously I've watched your TikToks and that for ages, your lives and that for ages, right? And it's always been about like the fucking police and the law and all that. Like, so when did you start getting like interested in law and all that? Since you were young, like were you always into this since you were young?
So basically, what happened was my first offence was 2016, right? So obviously, I got myself into trouble again. The first offence was this wee police van passed by. And obviously, I do not want to speak to the police. I hate the police, you know. They're so corrupt to the fucking core, honestly. I just never, ever want to speak to them at all, you know. So at that point, I started running away from them, you know. So when I run away from them, that point, I was a policewoman and a policeman, you know. So both of them bullied about and they came after me, right? So they stopped the wee van and I was over a wee bank and I was covered in mud top to bottom and stuff like that, you know. Honestly, I was covered in mud top to bottom. It was brutal, honestly, you know. So at that point, the next thing was this policewoman saying, "Are you there?" and all that, you know. "We know you're there," you know. And I was climbing through people's back gardens and stuff like that. It was so funny. And I was soaking wet, top to bottom, pissing down the rain, everything, you know. It was crazy, honestly, you know.
Shawshank Redemption stuff.
Honestly, I was covered in top to bottom, covered in mud, top to bottom.
Just trying to get
just like commando style, you know, just crawling through the mud and all that, you know.
Exactly. The more you're running, they're like, he's fucking done something here.
That's
know
right.
what I mean? So they're obviously...
That's right.
I presume like most of your offences are quite minor.
It's just stupid offences, road traffic offences, coronavirus. That's the most. Like this day age, I'm still doing breach of bail and all that, doing unpaid work for this stupid coronavirus piss. You know.
So what is your like? Are you see by like patching the bail and like or patching unpaid work and stuff, and like your videos and that? Are you just trying to get like the word out there, like? This is a corrupt system and that.
Exactly, that's the only idea. Like, see when, like, going on, like, see for lawyers and all that, right? I find how corrupt lawyers are. Your lawyers are just fucking idiots, you know. They just tell you just to say, plead guilty to that, and you'll get away with it, you know. And that's all they're interested in, legal money, you know, legal aid and all that, you know. And you think to yourself, how corrupt is that? You know, your lawyers are supposed to be there to try and help you out and all that, you know.
Serving the people.
Exactly, they're trying to serve
the system, aren't they?
Exactly. So it's all in a gang leading, you know, like basically what it is, it's just they're just after money. That's all it is. You know?
It's all about money, really, isn't it?
That's what it is.
Fines and
they
were finding people. Like my pal got a fine during like when we were in lockdown, like right at the start when everybody was shitting themselves and that. My pal went outside. Was out with his other pal. He walked from his house to the other house. It was a 5-minute walk, and they both got a fine for being outdoors together. Like that's not right, innit?
It's ridiculous. You know, there's no need for that. You know.
Here, I'll tell you another thing. Right. So listen to this. Right. No jaywalking is like so. Like jaywalking is like it's like when there's a red light. So like say the green man isn't on and you cross the road, right, when it's still red, my pal...
But that's in America.
Aye, but it's not even illegal here, right? It's only illegal in America, right? So my pal was walking home one night for a house, crossed the road, and the police were like just coming up to it, but the lights were green obviously, but he's just ran across right in front of him. They pulled him, gave him a fine for jaywalking. It's not even illegal here.
Really? That's ridiculous.
And he was sitting saying to them when they're getting the fine, like, this isn't even illegal here. And they're like, aye, shut up, wee man, you're lucky it's no mayor.
That's crazy, that, honestly.
Just bamming him up.
And then, do you know what's even better? But this just shows you it's corrupt. Because he said, right, I'll take this to court then. And see, as soon as he mentioned court, they dropped it. Because they knew. Fucking
everything is complicated. Like, see the new laws they're bringing out for road traffic matters and all that. It's crazy. You know, you can't keep up with the things. Like you're not allowed to go like live streaming while you're driving. They stopped that. So that was just a couple of weeks ago. They stopped that.
You do
know
that quite a lot as
and
well.
I do quite a lot. But now I stopped that. You know, especially that fucking idiot. You know, that's a fuck with that. Honestly, he's a copper based in Kirkintilloch Police Office, you know, and see that fucking idiot. Honestly, I can't stand that prick. You know?
What have you had dealings with him then, I take it?
Basically, I never knew this guy, right, at first. And I thought to myself, who the fuck is this guy, you know? And I thought to myself, right, okay, let's try and look into this bampot, you know? So at that point, I kept asking, I kept going about like Kirkintilloch and all that, passing by the police station and all that. And every time I get pulled up by the police, right, for the local police office in Kirky, right, and the colleagues kept obviously pulling me up and all that. That point, the next thing was I said to him, I says, who's a you know? Oh, we can't comment on that, you know. That's the way they're going on because they knew the story, the background, because obviously we have a bad connection for myself and you know. Right. So honestly,
they knew Big Lee was in the house.
That's right. See, to be honest, see the amount of coppers, Coatbridge, Cumbernauld, and Kirkians and all that, and also Glasgow ones. Honestly, see the amount of them has got me on that TikTok. Honestly, they watch me all the time.
I've seen you like, and you're like. I don't know if you took a picture or a video and there was two posts and you're like, they said they recognise me off TikTok. And
that's right, they've Jump Chapel, you know. Honestly, that's away the other side of Glasgow, you know.
That's
it's
a
crazy,
good bit away, man. That's crazy.
But they were very, very sound, you know, like, oh, I love your content and all that, you know, and you think to yourself, fuck's sakes, you know.
Maybe like like, because there's some people that are alright, but then the system that they work in.
See, to be honest, there's a lot of police I spoke to, and they say that they don't like fining people with this COVID restriction fines, you know. They don't like it at all because they know exactly it's a load of piss anyway. It's all full of bullshit, you know. And I agree with them, you know. So... But end of the day, what else can you do? It's their job, you know, to oppose that.
To do it, and they
have to do it.
And the thing is as well, like, if they don't enforce it and they get caught no enforcing it, they'll get their balls booted, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or vagina.
That'd be fine for a woman.
But see, even just on your TikToks and that, obviously, like, it's fucking pure exploded. Like, as soon as you're going live, within 2 minutes, there's 100+ people in it, with like right away, right? But when did you even make like? How did you find out about TikTok? Who put you onto TikTok?
So basically, the start of TikTok was, I think it was to do with the telly. So obviously there were quite a lot of it. So start of lockdown, it was nothing but TikTok advertised on TV and all that. I thought to myself, what's this TikTok all about and all that? So anyway, I started downloading it. One night I downloaded it, right, and I started like scrolling through and all that, and like, obviously, I started seeing, like, famous people, example, like Mark Hamilton and stuff like that, you know? And I thought to myself, right, okay, I'm going to make this, you know, can I grow a wee bit bigger, you know? So, which I did, you know? So, all the videos which are saved through Snapchat, I put it all onto TikTok, and it started going bigger and bigger, and then a lot of people follow me and stuff like that, you know? And then this is the middle of during lockdown, you know? So at that point, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to show and educate a lot of people how corrupt the legal system is, right? Because obviously at that point, the same period of time, I was like going through courts and all that, you know? And I really hated it, honestly, you know? So I was posing with the police and all that, and I kept going back and forward, not giving a fuck about how lockdown started and stuff like that.
Aye.
Because I knew exactly it's a load of piss anyway, you know.
That sounds like a lot like our pal Evan here. That's the exact same reason you started TikTok. You took all your videos off Insta, put them on
I had
TikTok.
tons of videos on
did you?
Instagram, and then
It was the same
Do you know?
time, I know.
You know Coops?
Oh, I could
Aye,
say the
right,
weak
so-
and a needy guy. Aye.
I'm sure he'd agree to that anyway. But he would always say to me, because I went to school with him, right? Same
did you?
same
Right.
year, like, we went to school together in Cambuslang, and I went to school with him, and he was always saying to me, like, you need to get all these Instagram videos
Right.
onto TikTok, because
That's
TikTok's
right.
huge. And I was always like, oh, it's a fucking wee lassie's app or whatever, right? And then I went on it, and it was like, there's everything on it. It's fucking, there's everything on it. So I uploaded it on there. And then same as you, especially during lockdown, I think because everybody was stuck on their phone, couldn't
That's
go
right,
out.
That's right.
Aye, that's what happens,
Because,
isn't
believe it or not, I helped a lot of people during lockdown because there were a lot of young folk out there, especially a lot of young guys, and they felt like very suicidal and all that, you know, especially during lockdown. And I helped a lot of people out there to get through lockdown.
Aye.
And that was me, you know. There's a lot of people said, you just helped me out through this lockdown.
just with your
you know,
videos and all that?
because of
Aye.
the entertainment, and I
Aye.
was just on and off, just like constant on live, constant all the time,
Aye.
like mostly every 24 hours a day, you know.
Your
It's
lives
crazy.
they go long and odd, don't they,
Aye.
man? Like sometimes, like be like see your live and it'll be
Aye.
like, say it was like 9 o'clock or something, and then I'll
That's right.
just go on my phone again at like 2 in the morning, and you'll still be on live, mate. Just
Like
still
I
going,
always
mate.
uploaded like videos and stuff like that, and obviously I usually uploaded like fancy cars and stuff like that. Obviously I had that lifestyle. I used to had the best of the best cars, which you'll probably see. Like I had that 19 plate BMW. I paid 54 grand for that, you know. But obviously I lost that, you know. So
How'd
because
you
of the
lose it?
copper, because of the legal system, you know.
Oh,
Because of the coppers and all that, you know, because I always, like, every time I get getting remanded and all that, you know. One time I had a Ford Focus and I actually put all my money, because I needed to put all my money, you know, because there was no point of keeping it and saving it into a bank account, you know. So I wanted to put it towards something, so which I did, you know. So I bought myself a brand spanking new Ford Focus, went to Evan Halshaw showroom, right, and I bought myself a brand spanking new Ford Focus 2 litre diesel ST line X model, you know, 70 plate, honestly.
Topper.
Paid 28 grand for it, you know, and I lost it, honestly. I lost that money, you know, and also as well, I lost the car as well.
So
Got
everything.
it.
So the legal system's basically fucked you over.
It fucked my life over, honestly. It really fucked my life over, and it's because of one cop, you know. I hate that bastard, you know. I fucking
And is he
hate
still
him.
is he still in Kirky?
He's still based in Kirky,
Aye.
but I will not speak to that bastard, honestly. And you know the funny thing about it, I called that guy out so many times, multiple times, to come and see to me, you know, come and see me face to face, you know, and he will not do it because he's shiting himself.
Aye.
He knows exactly what he did is wrong, you know.
Aye.
He knows. He really, really knows. You know, I would actually kick fuck him. You know? Honestly, I would. I would
But
actually.
if he came in that door right now, it would be over for him, eh?
Exactly, I would actually bite his face, honestly, gypsy style. I would actually do it gypsy style, honestly, you know.
Gypsy style.
I would actually just bite his nose, I'll rip his ear off, everything but my 2 teeth, you know.
So that's out of every police, he's the
He's the main one. He's the
bad
one that
boss.
just ruined my life, honestly. And see the funny thing about it, do you know I used to have a social worker as well? My supervision order, a criminal justice social worker, right? Do you know she's related to the same family member of Did you know that?
Oh,
Honestly.
so she would have been fucking you over through him.
Honestly, the both of them were sharing information together. Every time, behind my fucking back, honestly.
So she's
Oh, because she was feeding him information.
Exactly, aye. So I had a 2-year supervision order, right? So at that point, this social worker, and I actually just found out about this, right? There's 3 family members. One's called the other one's called and the other one's called and the 3 family members, you know. Fucking idiots, honestly.
they're on the chopping block and all.
That's right, because I used to hang about with, you know, it used to be a pal of mine's, but no anymore, you know.
Because they're related.
Because
aye.
they're related to these other 2 family members, exactly. You
Aye.
know.
So you won't go near any of them.
I will never ever speak to them. I will never forgive them. I just cannot stand these fuckers, you know.
So sorry, I don't know if you answered that earlier, but what was the original thing that happened that we What was the original?
So basically what
offence?
happened was during lockdown I kept getting breaching these COVID restrictions during lockdown, and there was non-essential journeys, you know, so I kept multing up with fines and stuff like that. I must have mounted up to close to £6,000 or £7,000 worth of fines. Honestly, that's how close it was, you know.
Me.
And I kept breaching it. I kept getting reported all the time, and the police says if I see you again, you will get reported, you know.
Aye.
And the next following day, they done it again. I was out driving about and all that, not giving two fucks about it, doing the same thing again. Like every 7 days a week, I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And that's how come I have a really bad punishment, you know, for this bullshit, you know.
Would you see if you could go back? Would you no do that?
If I wind the time back, I would realise. But obviously, end of the day, I'm a fuckwit. End of the day, honestly.
So, do you think it's this? Do you think you kind of, because obviously you're breaching all these things that you know, I'm going to fucking probably get pulped on that. Do you just like that feeling of when they pull up on you and you get to have a wee tussle with them?
End of the day, I do get a buzz off of polos.
Aye.
End of the day, I do get a buzz off them. I like to wind them up. Especially, there's one copper as well. His name's called PC Mackenzie, right? Honestly, PC Mackenzie's an old school copper, right? I do like him, but end of the day, I don't like his attitude, you know.
Right.
But he is still the rest of the fuckwits for Kirky Polo Station.
What would you say is the difference between like him, like an old school guy, and like maybe some newer guys? That just the way they deal with things?
So basically, he's alright, but sometimes he can be a prick sometimes, you know. Like the rest of them, they're all the same. Every copper's all the same, you know. They try and be your pal, and they try and, we do like you and all that, Mr. Sutherland, and all that bullshit, you know. Aye, no bother and all that, you know. So
you would never,
exactly, aye.
So you would never trust one of them? Would you ever trust?
I will never ever trust them.
No.
Not even see if they, for my whole life, I would never ever trust these people, honestly. I will never ever trust them, you know.
Paid liars.
Exactly, they're all paid liars. Exactly, it's true what you say, you know.
And see, just obviously I was saying that I found your videos and that, and then I remember, right, because at night I'd just be in, now that way, just before you sleep, you're maybe just scrolling through TikTok or whatever, and I would always end up in your videos, and then there was a period, right, where I was thinking, fucking TikTok's went shite and that, and then I realised you were in the fuccking jail, right? So it was like, maybe
I remember that video,
aye. So I made a video. At me, what jail were you in?
It was.
It was about August time.
Addiewell, I think. No, Ballinia was.
Mate, I was honestly ready to get a fucking sign made free the Lee outside Ballinia and that, mate. I could not, but I was like, what am I going to do on TikTok now that Lee's gone? And then I made a video saying like, fucking, where is he? Can we go break him out? What's happening here? So you were in Ballinia that time?
Ballinia, that's
so
what it
was that for a road traffic thing?
No, it was to do with COVID,
Right.
breach and bail. So obviously I kept breaching multiple times with coronavirus, as COVID restrictions, right? So that point when everything started getting eased, that, I think it was a week before, that's when I've been issued a 77 curfew, you know.
Right, okay.
So obviously I kept breaching it again, and so many times going back and forth to Paisley Sheriff Court and then going back to Glasgow Sheriff Court, because the funny thing about it, I had 2 curfews, you know. So when I had 2 curfews, that's when I kept breaching it, you know. So I was going into Glasgow Sheriff Court, and then I was going to Paisley Sheriff Court, you know.
Aye.
Honestly, it was hard time.
And so how long did you, because was it a few months you got? How long were you in for that time?
I was in for, I think it was Addiewell, I was in for 5 months.
Right, aye, because it felt like an eternity to me, mate.
It was a long time.
Aye, but so obviously, like, none of us have been to jail, right?
But I'm planning to do some crimes in
You are planning to get to jail soon, aye.
So-
But we'll discuss it after the podcast.
Aye.
No, but see, so talk me through like you getting. Were you scared to go to the jail?
At first, back in 2016, yes, I was.
Aye.
I was kind of concerned because obviously you're mixing with like murderers, you're mixing with like serious assaults and all that. People done with like drug offences and all that, like really serious crime, you
All
know.
the stuff I'm going to be doing.
You're mixing in with them, so you were a bit nervous about getting in at first.
I was kind of concerned for my own safety and stuff like that. But the second time I was back in Ballinia again because of this COVID restrictions. So, like last year, 2021, right? That's 3 times I was in custody, you know.
Aye.
3 times I was in custody. So, but end of the day, you have to get on with it. That's the way the legal system is, you know.
Have you got any tips for maybe 2 young guys that may have a podcast and maybe planning to get up to something?
So say Jamie goes out and commits horrible crimes tonight, right?
Aye.
And then he gets to jail. What would you... Well, first,
train me up.
Wait, before the tips, right, I want to know, how was the jail compared to what you had in your head? Was it easier? Was it harder? What did you...
It is, it's hard. Because obviously you're locked up. Like, Ballini, you're locked up 23 hours a day. So you basically get out for your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner. It's like every 20 minutes, you know, and then you get locked up back up again.
Brutal,
but
man.
obviously it's quite stricter now because of this stupid daft COVID pish, you know. And obviously they serve your food through the door now, you know. Honestly, so you're literally 24 hours a day, you're locked up into a cell, you know. How brutal is that, you know?
You can get a PlayStation or nothing?
No, you don't. You don't get a
telly?
PlayStation. You do get a telly. That's the only luxury thing you get, you know. It's just a TV. But if you do break it, you don't get a telly.
Do you feel yourself going fucking nuts in there a bit? Like, fuck me.
That's it. It kind of damaged my brain as well. I kind of see a big difference in myself, you know.
Really? Since you
I
came
do.
out?
I kind of struggle with things. My brain is... It's not working properly no, sometimes, you know.
Would you call that like... when you're constitutionalised, it's like
institutionalised. It's like you just start living as if you're in the jail when you're out.
Right,
I've been out to like the pub with boys before, and it's like I was out at the pub and my pal's like, oh, my brother's coming, and he's just out of jail. He was in there for like 9 years or something, right? And he comes in and it's just like a mad intensity that's like he's not been in the pub for 9 years. He's been dealing with these situations that are so like no civilised. Well, no civilised. That sounds horrible, but like. So he was like just coming up and he was just saying shit and it was like threatening kind of stuff and that, and I'm just like,
because he's been in such an aggressive environment.
Aye. But so
horrible experience, you know.
So tips, Lee.
Tips on how to get through it.
See Addiewell is the worst prison I have ever been. Honestly, I remember there were one guy, a foreign guy, right? So this foreign guy was in the prison. He was in for a few days and all that, right? In this hall, you know. I think it was C Hall, I think it was, right? Douglas C. And I was upstairs, you know. And that point, this guy came in. He was like out to his face, whatever he took and all that, right? So obviously he went in and spoke to somebody and all that, and he got something. So anyway, moving on. Next thing was he had his dinner. I think it was a Chinese curry. Everybody was all getting, right? So everybody was all lined up for the dinner, right? And also myself as well. I was lined up, but I was kind of in the front at that point. Next thing was this guy, he was arguing with the prison staff, right? I was a woman. And, would you fucking eat that and all that? I didn't want to eat that, you know? And the woman says, in your cell now, you know, like that there, right? And he took the plate and he just smashed it right into the woman's face, honestly. That point, he lifted it back up, right? He started punching the woman and all that, right? Because obviously the woman and the guy started fighting together. That's when everybody started just like laying onto this guy, honestly.
Really?
Kicking fuck out of this guy. Some of them had penknives as well, because obviously, you know why? Because it actually... Like, they go into the prison, right, and they actually put stuff up the bumhole, you know?
To get stuff in.
Exactly, to get the stuff in, and also drugs and all that. Do you know how much drugs cost into the prison? You're looking at thousands of pounds and hundreds of pounds, you know, to just go into the prison. You know, it's big business, you know, especially for drug dealers, you know.
So would you suggest that maybe I partake in a bit of the old drugs up the bum, just so I get a bit of currency when I'm in there?
If you get caught, you get more time, you know.
But see, I always thought it was like, I always hear things about like, oh, I don't want to say this on camera, but like it's like the screws are letting it happen. Do you know what I mean?
Some of them will be
But see the funny thing about it, see some of the prison stuff as well, the screws and all that, right? They actually do it themselves because they're getting paid for it.
It's big money.
Exactly, it's big money, you know, because they're getting a share of it as well. You know, Addiewell is a very corrupt prison, you know.
And also, as bad as it sounds, right? See, like drugs like opioids and that, or like heroin, stuff like that, might actually be alright for a prison guard for the prisoner to be on that. Do you know what I mean? Because they're more docile on that.
Oh, aye, like it'll calm them down rather than get And see as well, I know a boy that was in the jail down in England, and he my pal's cousin, he said to me, it's easier to get drugs in the jail than it is outside.
It is, it's easier.
Aye,
I heard a lot of story about that.
And he said that they're all about 5-10 times the price. Because obviously the demand, like, you can't just go and I'll phone somebody else, mate. No, I mean, you're in the fucking jail.
It's like Tina Park, innit?
Aye, you can up the prices, everything, man. Aye, but so you're in prison, you're in the jail, and then you're in Addiewell. Is that, did you do the 5 months in Addiewell?
I did. I done. Obviously, I've been sentenced for that. You know, so horrible experience. Horrible experience. You know.
So you get out, and then you thinking, I'm fucking never going back there.
I tried my best. I really tried my best, and then back to this same bullshit again, getting punishment with unpaid work now this time. You know, honestly, I'm getting sick of it. You know, it really does my head in. You know,
so stressing you out.
It does. It really stressed me right out. You know,
fuck there.
They're the police.
We phoned them when you got in here.
He set you up, mate.
So are you doing it? Are you going to do the unpaid work this time?
I just have to do it. You know, you just have to be a man and just get on with it, you know, and stop being lazy, you know. You just have to get on with it,
because you can still, I mean, if your business is, and I know you love business, you're a businessman.
Well, that's why I'm a businessman.
And then you could still buy and sell your motors and that.
That's what I do, I buy and sell cars and all that.
You could still do that at the same time as doing that unpaid work, couldn't you? So
I can now, because it's only 1 day a week, you know. I'm happy just to have 1 day per week for one punishment,
and you
know.
Just suck it up.
That's it. 6 days, you can do whatever you want, you know. So I usually, most of the time, I always buy motors down in London and all that. Because obviously the congestion fee thing, you know.
Oh, right, aye.
So that's why I get cheap cars and all that, you know.
Mate, the diesel thing, you can't drive, like, I don't know if it's in or it's coming in, but you can't drive diesel motors in central London.
So that's why there's something like that. I heard a story
diesel
about that.
Diesel tax or something in it.
Is it because of the emissions?
Aye.
It costs a lot of money as well to go in. I think, see if you didn't, well, obviously I got a fine through the post and all that, and obviously I don't register cars in my name, you know. So obviously I'm quite a fly wee bastard.
Can you be saying this on camera?
No,
I don't give a fuck, you know.
Mate, look,
fuck the legal system, you know.
None of us give a fuck here, so that's the best thing. So obviously the way you are walking about, you do like, well, obviously people call you the challenger. Do you call yourself the challenger?
I don't know. I think it's wee guys or something for TikTok. And obviously they brought that up, you know. You're the challenger, you know. It's crazy.
Keep 100% of your claims.
Have you been involved in an accident?
Claims.
Do you want to get your own back?
Claims.
Do you want to cover them in gunk? Gunge them? Then you can get your own back with G4 Claims.
To get money.
Get in touch with G4 Claims. They will assist you in your claiming process. Has somebody whacked into the rear end of you at Asda and left a note?
I'll fight with you.
Then G4 can help.
G4 Claims.
Get in touch with them, guys. Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s? Rolexes? Got more than one.
Evan, never mind all that Def Jam poetry you've got going on. You're all talking no balls. Where can I get a pair of Jordan 1s? They've been sold out for so long. I've been looking for Jordan 1s for ages and they're dead stock.
I'm going to flip and tell you, kid. You can get a pair of fucking Jordan 1s at Fittire shop. Kapow.
What else have they got?
I'm on their best sellers right now, Jamie Kelly, and I'm going to tell you what they've got. So I'm sure Joseph will have some pictures above us as we're scrolling through this. It can certainly be done. Jeez, come on, the boy's a wizard. So we've got a pair of Night Dunk low black white, $250. We've got the Adidas Yeezy slides.
Oh, aye, they toppers.
You definitely can't see that. They've got basically anything that's sold out, they've most likely got it. So Fittire's like a personal shopper that's going to source you anything that you need. It's bloody outstanding. I mean, have you not got them?
Aye.
Have you?
I've got fakies, but...
Fakies, aye. They're not a Fittire. 100% legit. Go check them out, guys. They're sponsoring this episode, and we thank them for that. They've got everything, man. Here's the categories here, right? They've got Air Jordan, Night Dunks, Valentino Trainers, Stone Island, CP Company, D Squared, Fog Essentials, Off-White, Prada, Palm Angels, Alexander McQueen, Givenchy, put it this way, are you looking to get your hole soon? You want to visit this website then?
You want your nips up, son?
Trying to get the nips up, trying to get the body count up.
Get a pair of dunks.
Everybody knows that you can't dunk your junk without a pair of night dunks,
nice,
and that was
mate.
actually very nice for me
That
there. So I go and get involved with them, troops. They've got everything you want. And also, like, I'm sure if there's something that you're looking for, you can message and they will try and source it for you as well.
Outsource stuff. So the most obscure, you want them mad Reebok cans, the Reebok pumps for the 90s used to pump up the basketball.
Aye.
And then make them go pure big. And I bet if anybody could find them, it'd be Fittire.
It'll be Fittire shop. So go check them out, guys. Cheers.
Here, Evan is a belter.
Did you forget how to speak there, mate?
Aye.
That does happen sometimes, guys. And you know, you're talking for hours. You're talking for hours every week, and sometimes you will go to say a sentence, and it will just come out noises.
Tried Beltrlux.
Beltrlux, and I'll take over from here, guys. Because Beltrlux, holy moly, you seen them last week. New sponsor of the show. And guys, what can we say, right? Look, I know there's a lot of broke little boys listening to this podcast, and honestly, I'm sickened by it. But at the same time, the thing is, you want the rollie. Do you want to get a rollie without paying the price for the rollie? Do you want to earn other prizes which are probably well out of your price range?
They should be so lucky, Evan.
They should be so lucky. You should be so lucky in love. And that's nothing to do with Beltrlux. But Beltrlux, they're running competitions. I think it's monthly. And you can enter. And it's basically like a live draw they do on Instagram Live, but it's like a skill based competition. So like, for example, it's like, see what's the car one? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Aye.
And it's like
people can. Why am I doing that? People win like RS5s and all that, and it's on YouTube.
And it's like a picture and the ball's missing, and it's like stuff like that, like skill based stuff. So it's not just like luck of the draw. So go and check them out, guys. Somebody literally just won the Rolex that I was talking about last week. A guy called Simon.
It's like a blue and gold sub.
Aye,
gorgeous thing.
Look, you're going to look rich, and obviously when you look rich, you get the bitch. And I'm sorry to be saying that in 2022, but it did rhyme. So you need to let me away with it. But the thing is with Beltrlux, guys, they've got an Instagram. And also what I found quite cool with them is, once they've done the competition and somebody won it, they do like 2 or 3 people. So it costs money to enter it, obviously, right? And obviously you're going to get money off yours, come on. So you're going to get money off your order with them. So if you enter a competition, you're going to get money off through us. So the code is reillysgaff 25, so it's REILLYSGAFF 25. And also I'll spell Beltrlux for you because it is a pretty awkward.
I think it comes for.
In fact, I'm going to actually just pull it up.
I think it comes for. No, it doesn't. It comes from it's old Russian folklore, which means richness is within you. That
is actually it. That's pretty mad, mate, that you actually said that there.
Yep.
Because that is 100% true. Which is crazy.
Not a lie.
So their Instagram is at Beltrlux. So it's BELTRLUX. So go and visit them, guys. And what I was talking about there was, it's pretty cool, right? That if you don't win, right? Say you don't win the raffle. Hold on. If you don't win the raffle, right, what they do is they have a thing where it's like 2 or 3 people will earn like they'll draw like a second and third place as well, and then they get a free entry into the next competition. So even if you don't win first prize, you might still get a free entry into the next one, and then you could win that one. So troops, the website is www.beltrlux.com. That's www.beltrlux.com for all you audio listeners right now, baby.
I was going to say it's like a pure old school thing, innit?
www.hotmail.com
/Google.
/Google. Off there is waiting, Google. But you're going to get 25% off your first order with Reilly's Gaff 25. Cheers. You're always challenging things that you think are wrong. It doesn't, and sometimes it's not even just the police. Sometimes it's people in Asda.
Exactly.
Right? And it lets
see that honestly. See that woman honestly.
So we've got the video. So here is Lee in Asda. Cumbernauld, innit?
Cumbernauld,
right.
dare touch me. You touched me. You just touched me. You just assaulted me. You just assaulted me. You shut your mouth up, right? Don't you dare touch me again, because you're getting the jail tonight and I'm getting the police to you. I'm getting the police.
Go and knock yourself out, big man.
Aye, no bother. Fucking prick.
Mate, you sound raging.
Mate, can I just stop it, right? So basically, right, I remember seeing this, right, but I seen the video for the moment that the woman was like, "You need to get out of here," and that. So what happened before that?
Woman. So basically, what happened was me and Michael, a friend of mine's Michael, right? So obviously, we both went to Asda one night, late at night, just to get a few things and all that out the shop, you know. So at that point, the next thing was I was on live, right? No, I wasn't recording. I wasn't going like there waving the phone or like nothing to do with that, you know. I was just on live and just speaking to a random guy on TikTok, you know. And the next thing was this woman came up to me, a wee short woman with glasses, you know, and are you recording and all that, you know, going like that there, right? I says, who you think you're talking to or not? I says, I'm speaking to somebody. You're not allowed to use your phone while you're in the store.
What?
Honestly, I says, what the fuck you think you're talking to? And then I went like that there and I pointed the phone to her, right? I says, you got a problem or something? That's what I said to her. You know, get that phone away from me now and all that, right? You're barred for the shop and all that. You don't go like that there. Is that right? Aye, no bother and all that, you know. So we actually walked away and all that. And I think it was, 2 days later during the day, went back into Asda again. And the next thing was, obviously, this guy, it was that guy there which I was arguing with, right? And he started like, you, out the shop now, you know, going like that there, right? So, and the next thing was, who you think you're talking to and all that? That's what I said to him and all that. I said, you think you're a big man? I said, come on then. That's what I said to him. I said, come on then. Yeah, that's what I said to him. Right, out the shop now and all that. I'm getting the police to you and all that. I said, get the police then. I said, fucking get the police then. You know? I said, who's Mr. and Mrs. Asda? You know? That's what I said to him, right? I said, see what I'm going to do? I said, get the manager down. I said, phone the manager. I said, and let me speak to the manager, right? This wee kind of fat chubby woman came down and all that. I think it was 3 managers, you know. A big tall guy, the other guy had glasses and all that, and there was a wee fat kind of stumpy woman, you know. So the 3 of them come down, Lee, out the shop now and all that, you know. Obviously she must have knew me through TikTok and all that, you know. So next thing happened was, what was it? This woman, she kept saying out the shop now, and then we started like debating each other, right? So I was spot on that point. I was my other account, which I had that video, Lee Sutherland 555, right? But obviously I lost that account, you know. If we had that account, we would have put it up, you know. So, but anyway, at that point, she said to me, she says, do you understand you're barred for the shop and all that, you know? I says, I'm not bad for no shop at all. I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a superior claim against you. I said, with this shop. I said, you're going to get the sack. I says, and I'm going to get £5,000. That's what I said to her, right?
That's a checkmate move.
I did, it's just a threats. It's all threats, you know, but obviously I never claimed the shop, you know, because I couldn't be bothered with that pish, you know, going through courts and all that, you know. But it was just all banter, it was all threats and all that to say that to her, you know. And that woman was shiting herself, you know.
You
honestly, you can actually see the whole lot of them were actually panicking, you know.
Because he probably realised, like, oh fuck, we're actually dealing with somebody that knows what they're talking about here. Do you know
exactly,
what I mean?
I was actually spot on. I was actually, there were no missing hidden agenda and all that, you know. So I was actually fucking spot on, you know. See, when I'm debating with somebody anywhere, right, I'm actually spot on. I know my knowledge and all that, if my brain does work, you know. But honestly, sometimes my brain doesn't work and it makes me really angry, you know. But, you know, what else can you do?
You just can't, like, get out what you're trying to say.
That's right, aye. But see when it's because my blood is adrenaline and all that. Like, see adrenaline, it just kicks in and I'm just, you know.
It's kind of like when you're arguing with somebody and then you go home at night and you're like, I should have said that.
You think what you should have said.
Exactly, aye. But see the way see when my adrenaline does kick in, I'm actually just perfect, you know. That brain does work sometimes, you know. If it does, you know.
We should have a debate. We should have a debate on here. Like, just, we'll kid on to be police. We'll kid on to be Asda
we
workers.
could have dressed up as police and I know.
I would have dressed up as a judge.
You could have showcased your skills.
Exactly, aye. That was crazy.
See, just on, see, you're talking about your pal Michael. How long you been pals with Michael?
When I knew Michael, it was through Luke Sellers, other pal of mine, you know.
Okay.
When I moved to Cumbernauld, you know, kind of high poverty type of flats, you know. Them flats are brutal, honestly. That was just temporary to stay there, you know. So obviously I was going through a hard time that point, you know, because obviously my family home has been vandalised and obviously through Kirky and all that, you know. A lot of people don't like me through Kirky because obviously my friend, my pal of mine's got me a job through traffic management, and obviously I left the job and then the whole carry on started, and he says that I was actually obviously I was taking advantage of him and all that, you know, which I wasn't, you know. I hated the job, you know, so we kind of fell out between together, you know. So
And they vandalised your house?
and then we started carrying on, and he started like pissing about and all that, and then obviously I bought myself a brand new M Sport BMW and all that, you know. And then that same night, right, when I bought this new car, right, it was a 3 Series at that point, you know. So when I bought this new car, this is him. He must have seen that I uploaded it on Facebook, you know, with the pictures and all that, right? So the next thing was he got really jealous. He got really, really fucking jealous, you know. So that same night, he must have paid somebody or whatever it was, right? It was a few guys, like about 3 or 4 guys, came round, smashed my mum and my dad's car and van up. They actually put a baseball bat. They actually made the full front door in bits and all that while I was in town driving about, you know, with my new car, you know. Honestly, I was so fucking hungry. Honestly, that
jealous or something?
Just 'cause you
honest,
that job.
because of jealousy, exactly, you know. Because of jealousy, mate, you know.
That's fucking mad. And then obviously, obviously you get some people on your TikTok trying to wind you up and all that, saying about Michael Hughes or a couple and all that.
I know,
do you want to like end those rumours on this platform now?
It's just we're only pals, we're only friends, you know, really good friends. Michael helps me out quite a lot, so obviously I helped him out quite a lot as well.
Because Michael moved to London, didn't he?
He did. He moved to London, and obviously he came back up to Scotland, and he's working back with Stewart's again and all that. So he's a bus driver, you know. So he's doing well with that now. So
did you not say that he was in the jail?
no, he wasn't in the jail. No, it was just myself was in the jail.
I thought.
Look, maybe?
No, I thought people were saying Michael's in.
That's all bullshit. That's all
lies.
Like that's a load of shit, you know.
How do you deal with like rumours and that getting made up about you?
There's nothing else you can do about it. Like I just hate stupid wee daft boys and all that making up fake accounts, you know. Also as well, somebody put me up on, was it a gay website or something? Honestly, honestly, old guys and all that actually messaged me and all that. They actually put my phone number. Are you interested for a good fuck and all that? You know, or I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you.
Can you pass
know,
their numbers on to me?
crazy, honestly. But honestly, it's terrible. You know, like imagine putting you onto dating websites. You know,
I think that's
honestly,
that happens a lot. That happened to like boys in my football team. They that to people and that. I think that's
it's
like
crazy,
a kind of
you know.
part of people date, or like old age pensioner dating sites and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people do the thing where they say, say it's a concert that's really sold out. They'll put some, he's got 2 tickets, and then their phone just gets hounded with them, man.
It's crazy.
That's obviously what happened to you in a sort of homosexual way, which, you know, whatever. You're free to do what you want.
Concert, it was
gay sex. And people are free to do what they want. But obviously, you said earlier, PC McCartney, if he came in here, you'd do him gypsy style. Now talk to me about gypsy style.
Gypsy style.
What would you say is gypsy style?
Well, I am a traveller myself. I am a gypsy, yeah. Definitely, 100%. Because when I've been brought up, well, I've been born in a caravan, right? So I was, you know where Mother Country Park is?
Aye.
So we called it Khyber Pass, you know. It's like a wee bridge and there's a wee river, you know. So so basically what happened was, how do I explain it? So we're basically years and years of, like way back in the 90s and all that, right? Because obviously I've been born in the 90s, you know. So at that point, what was it? So basically it was loads of caravans and like lorries and vans, like what gypsies have, you know. So obviously I used to live into a rough lifestyle, you know, being brought up in a very rough, like a poverty lifestyle. And it was just a muddy old campsite, you know. That's where I've been brought up for, you know.
But it's as if you've took the way that they haggle and buy and sell things, but you've done that and then you've got yourself out of that through that. And do you still keep that gypsy mindset when you're buying and selling these motors?
I do, I'm quite a fly guy. I actually go, like I say, from 100, right? From 20, 40, 60, 100. So I must suit the 80, you know. So that's the kind of wee gypsy gypsy style, you know.
When you're giving somebody money,
20, 40, 60, miss out the 80, but it's 100, you know. And that's how you get cars cheaper and all that, you know. I am a very, very fly bastard, you know. I'm very smart, very, very intelligent, you know.
What would you say, see how, like, when you're saying, you know the law, you know this, would you say your specialty is road traffic law in particular?
I am specialist in road traffic law because obviously most of the time I always present myself. Most of the time
in court,
exactly. I'm quite good at it, you know. I always went up to the front of a sheriff into the dock and presented myself into court, you know. So the sheriff, like, always keep asking, do you have a lawyer? Do you have a solicitor? I don't want to use a solicitor. I want to present myself, you know.
They're part of the system.
Exactly, right. So that's why they kind of panic a wee bit, you know. So when they panic a wee bit in court, because obviously your lawyers, your PFs, your judges and all that, they're all in the same ring, you know. So that's why they want to make deals. So when they start making deals, that's why your lawyer's there to fight it, to make, like, twist some of the words and all that, you know?
Get the verdict that they've all agreed on.
Exactly.
So who would you say, out of the whole process, right, you've got your coppers, you've got your lawyers, who would you say is the most corrupt out of them all?
Everything to do with the whole legal system.
Just
like
the whole
everything. The police, the judges, your PFs and all that, your lawyers. Some of your lawyers are corrupt as well because they're only after your money, your legal system, legal aid and all that, you know. Like, you see a lot of people get in the jail, and that's what really makes me so angry, you know. Like, a lot of innocent young people out there, even older guys out there as well, even women are getting in jail as well for absolutely nothing. See, a breach of the peace, right? A breach of the peace, you can actually get to jail, you know. You can actually go to a high court as well, because a breach of the peace, the way they see it in their eyes of the law, they can actually see a breach of the peace, you can actually kill somebody, because obviously if you threaten somebody that you're going to bomb the house, and if that person took a heart attack and died, then you could actually, like, they actually really take that quite serious, you know. So they really, really take that really serious.
Is that good as, like, manslaughter or something, Jink?
I think they usually put it down as a serious assault. No, I think they just usually leave as a breach of the peace.
But still flinging the jail.
They actually do fling the book. You know, even see if you breached your, like, see you breach a bail, they really take that really serious as well, because you only get one punishment, you know. But if you fuck it over the second time, you could end up getting 99.9%. You can actually get to jail, you know. So,
there's another. Can you pull up the other video? But there's something I want to talk to you about first, right? Because I heard you on 5O's podcast, right? Premeditated Parter. Go check Lee out in there as well, right? I heard you talking. It was a wee story about maybe a time that you stumbled upon the police partaking in some homosexual gay sex, as we were talking about earlier.
To do with the back of the police van.
So what happened there? Tell that story.
So basically what happened was, years and years ago, you know the old Vauxhall Amigas, old school, like, obviously the police cars used to drive about, like, it was, you ever watched the programme, The Road Wars? That's right, So that's what I used to had. Believe it or not, I had about 15 of them things, you know. Honestly, big old Vauxhall Amigos,
Was it like a Jeep kind of thing?
No, it's like old school police cars.
Saloon kind of,
like big saloon, old school type of cars, you know. They're quite good. I really liked them, you know. Big old Vauxhall Amigos, you know. So anyway, they were big V6 engines anyway, big gas guzzlers, you know. But so anyway, I was driving about with one of them. I think it was a black one or something. It was a black one, 3.2 V6. what I can honestly, this thing had everything in it, right? And I was out for a drive and all that through Lennoxtown and then through Strathblane, and then I went up to Mudder Country Park and all that, right? So before you get to Mudder Country Park, there's a wee car park. So the reason why I pulled into the car park, I needed to do a piss, right? So obviously I needed to do a toilet, right? So obviously I pulled in, but obviously it never happened. And I seen this, no, I drove right up the back of the car park, right? So at that point, I seen this van with high vises. I thought to myself, what the fuck's that, you know? And then I drove right up, and that's what it was. A police van parked up in the middle of nowhere. I mean, middle of nowhere. And this has happened about, what, 1:30 in the morning? You know? And then I put my full beam on, right? So it was Z-Ons I had on this car. Bright, like, proper bright headlights, you know? So I put full beam on. And I seen the full windows were all steamy and all that, right? And the next thing was the windows were all steamy, and then this is what I seen. 3 policemen. Actually, 2 of them were naked, and I think it was in the back seat, and the other one was behind them, you know. Well, they had black shirts back then, you know. So the 3 of them were like actually gangbanging. I knew exactly, because actually you can actually tell somebody shagging in a car, right?
Yeah, you can tell. You
can actually tell somebody is shagging in a car while the windows were all steamy, you know. And I was so shocked, especially for Police Scotland, honestly, you know.
If the
Honestly,
if the police van's rocking, don't come knocking.
Don't come in knocking, exactly, you know.
We all know that.
Mate, what about I'll tell you about that, the Campbelltown police?
Have you seen that video?
Mate,
no.
Lee,
No.
so my girlfriend's for Campbelltown, right?
No.
And then it was this thing she was going on about, like, oh, there's this mad weird video last night. They put the police had a Christmas party, Lee, right?
No.
And she was like, aye, it's been getting shared in like England and that, and it was on like, I think there was like, it was on American Twitter, like, oh, is this for real and all that, like, all that stuff.
No.
So it went quite big, and I was like, what is it? She showed me. It was this. So she obviously knows, everybody from Campbelltown knows these police, and it was them all just sitting in it's through a window, and the curtains are open, and you can see like a guy just holding a bottle of Budweiser.
Oh, I seen that. I put that on TikTok. I actually got videos of that.
So the horny boys, man.
Honestly, this is how corrupt the way the coppers are. You know? Honestly, they're shocking.
They're that corrupt that they're gay orgymen.
They do whatever, you know. They actually do whatever, you know.
Corruption can turn you gay, and I think that's. But anyway, let's watch this video, because this is one of my favourite videos ever. Look how many likes this video's got. It's got like 56,000 likes.
I've seen that.
That's mental, isn't it?
It's crazy,
This is
isn't
the
it?
best video.
Because this is just. Let's just watch it together, and then we can talk about it, right? What a tune as well, by the way.
All B&W.
I'm all alone in bed, and I can't sleep. I'm feeling blue.
Yes, man.
So there's something. So see when you're making that video, right? What is like? Do you miss? Did see it back in the day? Did you? Did you like see all the for bridies and that? Do you miss that? Did you used to have a lot?
I love that lifestyle. I always have that lifestyle. Eating bridies and sausage rolls and tons of smart price beans out of Asda. You know.
See all these things, it says like the good old days, but you can still get all that stuff.
Aye, but maybe you don't date you.
You've got like the memory of having that kind of like.
See, to be honest, I'm old school. Like I'm actually proper old school. Like I'm into my old Ford Sierras and old Vauxhall Cavaliers and stuff like that. You know, that's right.
I do actually miss the old Polos motors, to be fair.
So many comments and that are like, I know exactly what he means here.
No.
Even the wee chewing gums and that. I
That's
like
right,
the
wee poverty chewing gum.
Aye, the
Chewing gum. You know?
Aye, even that, I was like, I fucking miss him as well. The bingo and that. But honestly, that's one of my favourites.
Like the high court in Berlin at the end of
I love old school, honestly.
Mate.
See if I can go back in like the early 2000s or 90s and all that, you know. I actually loved that lifestyle.
Do you wish you could be like this age, but
exactly, I would actually wish to have that lifestyle, you know. Honestly. Like I like Postle Park and all that, and the bingo and poverty women out the NHS and all that. You know?
I was about to say like the bingo, like see when you drive by like Ridley Bingo, it's pure like you're just in 2005 or something. You know what I mean? Like
that's right, old school, you know.
Old school. is the best
And
school.
the Gala bingo up Poso as well. Now the big next to the Sea Woo and all that.
That's right. I like that. Honestly, like I remember years and years ago, I went to Poso Bingo with my mum. Right.
Right.
I was away back in 2004, 2005, and we went there. You know. And the next thing was, it was some laugh, you know, like
Aye.
you can actually see, like, you can actually smell the culture, you know. Like, honestly, I was actually
I know what
not
you
that
mean.
long ago.
The carpets and all that.
That's right. See, well, not that long ago, I was actually at the bingo, right? Like, what, a few months ago. And I think it was the end of February, I think it was, you know. And next thing was Poso Bingo. I actually... Like, see the carpets and all that? It was so
I know what you
manky, honestly.
But you love it.
Mate,
Honestly, the culture, you can actually feel the
mate, do you know what you would love, right? Because what you're describing is like how I feel when I go here, right?
No.
Craig Tara Caravan Park.
Really?
Aye,
Go
back in
at
the day.
the live lounge, mate, and then it's like somebody's playing, and it's like a Robbie Williams impersonator singing, and then there's like popcorn. Now they mad nut machines that are like spicy nuts behind the bar, and, that.
Aye.
And then you get to the arcade, and then there's a chippy and all that. But see if you
Like
go,
sticky carpets.
aye, mate, aye, like colourful carpets and that. But if you go back now, it's like they've done done everything up. Know what I mean?
Aye.
But I do miss that kind of old school caravan park.
I love the whole culture, honestly. See if I can go back in time,
but
honestly. I
no
would
too
actually
far
do
back.
it.
You don't want to go back to 60s.
No,
like that.
no, that. No, that's too far.
That's
Well back.
too
you know.
far. So there's another thing about to ask you about another video, right? So obviously one of the first, before we play this, right, one of the first videos I ever seen of you was you're at the Clyde and you're saying I'm at the court in Glasgow today, I'm drinking some pishy tea, and there's this video, right, which I don't know if you love or hate Greg's, because like at the start of this, right, you seem to have quite enjoyed it, but then you call it dug meat, right? So
Because that's what it is,
But
dog
you
meat.
say
that was, you say that, right? So let's play it, and then we
let's
can
see
review it.
Ooh, dissect it.
Sort of Greg's it's quite tasty that. Had a Scotch pie. It was dynamite.
The old school.
See that place in there, Greg's? That place is just like the same as dog meat in there. And the food is rotten, like the same as my Scotch pie I had there. Like the Scotch pie I had, it was all crispy and hard round about the edges of the pastry, right? And below it was all watery, so you can tip it up and you'll see all the grease dripping down, like Bears Den style food, right? Up to the Bears Den area, by the high flats, the property flats. Supported by NHS, a golf ladder, you kidney stones. I'm telling you, see the tea in there, it's pishy, honestly. It's totally rank, you know, food's
that's it.
rotten in there.
But so what's the honest? Do you like Greg's?
I'm actually crying, honestly, how funny that was. Honestly, you actually look at these old stupid videos and they're so funny, honestly, you know.
Aye.
But
It's
we
crazy.
need a final verdict on it.
So Greg's, is Greg's good or bad? Do you enjoy Greg's, but at the same time you know it's poverty?
Greg's, I do enjoy it because it's a cheap snack, you know.
Aye.
But end of the day, it is what it is, you know. So it's a cheap lunch, you know.
Aye.
But so, because in that video you say I had that Scotch pie, it was dynamite, and then you go, see that place there's fucking rotten. And then see their
like
Scotch
dog meat.
pies, they're dug meat and that. But then it's just after you say they're dynamite. But I think I know what you mean now. After
Aye, like,
watching that
you
game.
enjoy it, but at the same time you know it's a lot of shite.
It is, it just tastes
Aye.
shite, you
Same
know.
as
It's not
McDonald's.
enjoyable.
See, like McDonald's, when you finish McDonald's, you're like, that was brilliant, but fucking awful and all. know what I
Aye,
mean?
it's,
Like,
just like, it's just cheap shite, innit?
That's right. Did you
Aye.
hear the story about the wee young guy served me frozen chicken in McDonald's? Did you hear that story?
no, tell us
Honestly, I was at Rob Royston in McDonald's, right? And this wee young guy came up, right? And soon I took a bite of it, right? I went back through the drive-through. That point, the next thing was this wee, you know, stupid wee young boy, you know. And they came up to me and they said to me, he says, you know, he said, aye, I would eat that and all that. After me telling him, he says, would you actually eat that?
was it
you know?
cold, do you say?
It was, aye. See, when you take a bite of it, you can actually taste the ice of it, you know? Honestly, it was fucking frozen. It was rank, honestly, you know?
And
then
he's
see
saying you
when-
would have ate it?
See, I had what was it, a double cheeseburger, I think it was, and I opened it, right? I opened the bun, I took the beef burger out, and I gave that a good snuff, right? And you can actually smell the cool shite off it. You know? It was barking a shite, honestly. It was stinking, honestly. I could eat that.
Honestly, that's the corruption and lies of Rob Royston McDonald's.
That's probably what it is.
When they
right?
start a new one, when they start,
It's crazy, you know.
McSutherland's.
Sutherland.
Pishy tea. What would we sell? Pishy tea.
A Scotch pie on a roll, do you
For
have
Friday
Fridays.
and all that.
Aye, we could sell old school. We'll have pishy carpets, man. It'll be
salt
brilliant.
and pepper on the roll sausage.
Aye, because you made a video about that. What is that? Is that a Clackmanic thing or something? Salt and pepper on the top of the roll. Mate,
I don't know, it's just things I make up while I go on, you know.
Did you make that up?
I just made that up,
I've been
aye.
telling everybody about that.
Oh, did you, right?
Aye, there's this mad thing in Clackmanic where they put salt and pepper on the top of the roll.
I've been putting salt and
I'm
pepper
not
on
like
the
an
top of the roll.
idiot. Try to be a Clackmanic man. But aye, can I get the laptop? Aye, because we're going to play a wee game, right? Well, it's not a game. It's like I'm going to show you some pictures, right? And you just tell me what comes to your mind when you see them, right? So the first one,
first thing in your
right?
mind.
First one.
Glasgow Sheriff Court.
But like,
What do you feel when you see that? What do you
It's
think?
just the history of that building is just like it makes me a buzzing feeling. You know?
Aye.
Does it?
Exactly, aye. I actually like Glasgow Sheriff Court. The judges are quite decent. In
Are they?
there.
Aye.
Aye.
Do you like going to court?
I do, aye. I do get a buzz off it. You know, I quite enjoy it. You know.
You posted a video the other day saying like, I wish it was me going up to court today or something. Like you tell when you
Is
had a
it-
shirt and tie and you're like, I wish I was going to court today. I was like,
What do you think it's when you walk in there and you see all them in their suits and waiting on you to come in and debate them? Is that the buzz you get?
I do, aye. See the wee cafe? I don't know if you ever been to Glasgow Sheriff Court.
No, I've not.
Like, there's a wee cafe down there. That's the only court it's got. Is a wee cafe. It's Glasgow Sheriff
Oh, really?
Court. Aye.
What's the
So,
what's the worst court?
the worst court is Airdrie Sheriff. See, the judges are bad, honestly. Hamilton and Airdrie Sheriff is the worst courts to be in. Paisley's not that bad, you know, but Glasgow's all right. I've been through Glasgow, like, through all my life, you know,
Aye.
and most of the time I always, like, escape quite a lot of serious crimes and all that.
so they're
Well,
quite-
just stupid daft crimes, I mean, no serious crimes. You know.
Aye, just like daft.
Just driving offences and COVID restrictions and all that, you know.
So we've got another one, and this might be another thing you made up, right? But I want to get, because I've heard you talking about this a lot, right? There's a guy driving a Ford. Now you always talk about.
Oh, right, aye.
Right. So what is it with the Ford drivers?
Right, so basically that'd be Fiesta, right? There's a lot of young guys, are probably, 20, 21 though, in their age, right? My own opinion, right? Well, it's not my own opinion, but obviously I've seen a lot of young guys drive about with wee Fiestas, like Ford Fiesta STs, and they have a tattoo in one arm, and they're actually their attitude is like smoking fags and probably into the pub, you know, like just drinking heavy
all the
baby.
same, all the same, like all different guys, but all doing the exact same thing. Like that
Exactly,
video
aye.
you made, you say you had the sunglasses on, I'm going to Maga with them all and that.
Aye, that's right.
So
wearing wee boys' handbags and all that, you know.
the wee handbags and all that. That is the old school, mate. You'd never get that in the old
That's
school.
just me fanny lifestyle, you know.
Aye. Right. So what do you what comes to mind? What do you feel like when you see this?
Please, Scotland, fuck yes. Fuck the fucking legal system. You know?
There we go. Police Scotland, keeping people safe. It says. I think that's what
May
they do.
like keeping themselves safe, may like it, you know.
Aye, keeping up wallets safe.
Exactly, aye. May like keeping themselves safe, bastards.
And then something that you're very familiar with, right?
Oh, aye, the wig.
Aye, the wig.
The tie wig is called.
What is it called?
A tie wig.
A tie wig.
That's the name of it.
So who is it? Is it a barrister that wears that?
It's barristers or judges, you know,
Aye.
or sheriffs, you know.
Why do they?
Here, I found
reason-
out about this, by the way. Listen to this. How mental is this? I know this, right? The reason, it's something to do with like,
It's to hide their identity.
Aye.
That's what it is, aye, that's what it is.
See the style of wig? It's something to do with like people had British people had so many like fleas or something. It's something ridiculous. Aye, mate, it is. It's something to do with like British people had so. I can't remember.
Well,
Maybe
back in the day, that was what like the hairstyle that like mad dandies and like rich people and that
Aye.
had. So I just thought it maybe came for that. But then I was like, why are they still wearing wigs? And see
It's
that
because it's to hide their identity.
mate, that Carol Pilkington said that. He said something about
maybe
going up,
it is to hide their
Aye,
identity.
that's what it is.
he said going up to see if you're going up to court. He goes talking about what do you call that when you get sent away to another country when you grass on somebody.
Deported.
Well, no, when you grass on somebody.
Like witness protection.
Witness protection. He was like, well, how can I not just wear a disguise when I go in there? And I was like, that's a pure good point,
Oh,
actually.
when you're getting into...
Like, to grass, instead of like going in and grassing as you and then getting a disguise and going
Then
in
having to go somewhere else your full life.
But then so he said that, and then he goes, and the judges have got the disguises on, the wee wigs they wear.
Aye.
And I was like,
It is a
surely
disguise.
that's no why.
It is a disguise, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Do you know what
honestly.
I've thought as well, right? Sometimes maybe, like, now you get police, right? And then you get the undercover police, right? Why are they no... Like, I feel like, when, like... Why they know all just all undercover? Because when you see that police motor, you're like, oh, I know that's a police coming for me, so now I've got a chance to get away. But if they were all undercover, you would never know.
I think there shouldn't be undercover, but because they're like dodgy. It's like, I don't know, like, see when they're pure, they're signifiers have been police and then the lights going. And
How do you spot an undercover police? I'll tell you, super dry jacket. Always a super
Could
dry.
die.
dress like a bouncer kind of
Do you think you could spot, see if you've seen two guys walking down the road, do you think you'd be like, they're police?
You can actually tell they are police, you know. I'm quite smart, I'm quite intelligent, you know. Like, I can actually tell who's a copper, you know, or who's not a copper. I can actually tell they talk shite, you know, the way their eye contact and all that. So if they blink twice and all that, I know exactly they talk shite, you know. So, you know, that's the way, that's how smart I am,
you
you
can
know.
actually
I'm
sense
very, very smart with that, you know. A lot of people doesn't know me, like, how smart I am, you know.
Aye, they just see you on TikTok, and
That's right.
obviously I really enjoy what you've started doing with wearing the wig and going down and doing the dances.
doing
and that.
the stupid dancing and all that.
I've always wondered, right? Has anybody ever just walked down and you've been doing that?
Once.
One
once,
time? What
once.
happened? Were they just
It
like,
was
what
a
the
security guy, right? And he was out smoking a fag, right? And I was going like this here, down with my phone, because obviously I use this here, right? So I went down like that there, put my phone like that there, just, you know, on the ground, you know, just to hold it, right? And press play like that there. Do, you know, with the music and all that, right? I turned around, oh, fucking hell, you know. I actually pushed up myself, and this guy was going like that there, leaning down on the wall, and he was smoking a fag, and he was a security guy, you know. So
See,
I was so...
You should have just kept going. Kept the dance off him, swing
They
it.
started going towards them
Did you
dancing.
swing the jacket off and that?
I actually shot myself, but the guy knew exactly I was doing videos and all that.
See,
but,
are they dances for the ladies?
just for the ladies, exactly.
Ladies on
right.
TikTok? Oh, you dirty dog.
And I was wondering as well, like, so obviously you've got quite a big thing with your lives, right? You go on live like you're live every day.
Most
ain't
of the time,
Aye,
right.
most of the time you're on live, right? So like you've got these moderators in the chat, haven't you, that are like blocking people and throwing
That's
people.
right, yeah.
But did you just meet all these people through TikTok, or do you know any of them? Or have you ever met any of them of that?
I never ever met anyone through TikTok, but I did meet people which I never ever met, if that makes sense.
Aye.
So basically, the first person I ever met was Kerry, you know. So I met Kerry, I met Ashley, I met Marty, that's all my moderators, you know. And see, to be honest, they're very nice people, you know, which I met, you know.
Aye. Did they look out for you?
Aye,
'Cause-
that's right, they do, aye.
Aye.
Especially Kerry. I like Kerry's always look out for me most of the time, you know. And I actually put my hat off that, and I actually will bow to this woman.
Aye,
Honestly,
she
this
actually-
woman, like, this woman's amazing, the things which she did for me, you know. She actually bought me a thing for Christmas as well, a Christmas present.
did she, aye?
Honestly, she did, aye. It was a ring light, you know.
Oh,
and she
okay.
actually bought it for me for Christmas, you know.
Oh,
and
that's
I
nice.
actually felt quite amazing with it, you know.
Aye, just somebody that just through this app and
That's
they're
right,
actually
aye.
willing to go out and spend money on you and send you a present. That's class,
right,
man.
aye.
Send you a wee ring light.
Do you use that now, aye?
I still use it. I use it all the time. Aye, definitely.
Does it help for your lives and that?
It does, aye. Like, see when I'm bored in the house now, I just put it on and I just, like, say, just speak to people on live, you know.
Aye.
So,
I usually see your lives when you're scranning your dinner.
that's right.
Aye,
that's
aye. Wee burger and that. But see,
A lunchbox.
aye. See, like when you're on your lives and that, obviously you get people. Do you just always go for like whoever wants to join? You just let them join, just
Just
talk to them.
whatever I want to speak to, you know.
Aye, because I've seen you like. It's always English people. When you get on with somebody English, you just bam them up.
Aye, that's right. Do you know what eggs and chips is and all
Aye.
that? You know, like, talking about that, you know, I was literally down at the services down in England, right? I think it was Birmingham somewhere, you know, and I went up to this guy. I says, "Excuse me, do you know what eggs and chips is?" I said, "Do you eat eggs and chips?" You know, because that's the kind of guy I am. You know, I just literally just go up if I want something or I'll say something. I'll literally go up and say
What
something.
is the eggs and chips part?
It's like English version of eggs and chips, you know.
Okay.
Like you like eggs and chips, you know. Like that
English
there.
thing, innit?
You like voxels, you know.
That is an English thing. Maybe
That
that's
is
the
English.
maybe that's the next, like, take me back to the old days. English edition. You could have egg and chips.
That's right,
But
right.
we could do that. English Polish motors.
Aye.
Are English Polish motors and Scottish Polish motors different?
Metropolitan ones are
Aye,
different.
because they're a different police force, aren't they? The Met.
Aye, every city is, I think. Or
Aye.
every mad fucking...
right.
Do you think? Well, obviously you probably don't know because you've not been. Well, you're doing in England quite a lot, aren't you?
I do.
How do you
I'm
find?
always down in England.
How do you find the police in Scotland compared to in England?
I never ever had any tour response with the coppers down in England. It's always been Scottish ones, you know. And see, the funny thing about it, when they're coming up for the borders of Scotland, you know, I actually, like, I'm always, like, twice I've been harassed by the traffic ones, you know. I fucking hate traffic police, you know.
Are they the worst?
I actually hate them, you know.
Are they the worst police? The traffic?
Just paid liars. They're horrible, honestly. They are the worst coppers out of any other police out there, you know.
Not even real coppers, aren't they? No, like,
They're just big headed. They think they drive about with big flashy cars, and they think they got a head that size, you know.
Yeah, you're actually right, by the way, because I used to work in the railway, right, and we had a lot of copper drums, right, like worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? There was like hundreds of them, and so the transport police used to have to come down and see, like, if anything was missing or, like, because it was that much money, right? And every time they came down, they were wankers, mate. They were very arrogant, I am fine.
Very childish attitude, you know. Very, very obedient attitude.
Aye,
You know?
aye.
I just cannot stand none of them at all. You know, they're just like they really make me like they really make my stomach twist. You know,
Aye.
the way the attitude is. They're just horrible, dirty, corrupt bastards. You know, like. They didn't have no feelings. They don't have any heart for you. Like they just want to do you, and that's it. You know,
Aye.
and that's the way I see it. You know,
try to get it
you know.
done. So ACAB, Lee, do you agree
ACAB.
with that?
I don't know what that is.
ACAB, all cops are bastards.
Bastards, exactly.
Or beautiful.
Nah, no chance.
All
no
cops are
chance.
beautiful.
Have you never heard that? ACAB?
Never ever heard of that. Maybe I heard it once. I don't know. I couldn't really remember.
And sometimes people will write it as
It's like graffiti and that.
Sometimes
Is that
people
what it
will
is?
write it so it's in code as 1312 because like A is the first letter of the alphabet, then
Right.
C, so it's a wee code. So
I
that
didn't know that.
Exactly.
did you know?
Getting Da Vinci Code up in here, man. That's it.
But
Just for a bit of graffiti.
see, we're coming to the end, right? I just want to ask something, right? Do you think at any point in your life, from now till you die, there'll be a long period of time where the police and that is not even a part of your life?
I'm trying to keep out of trouble. That's my target this year. I want to try and keep out of trouble, you know.
Right.
I didn't want to keep involved and do this and do that because obviously this will destroy my life, you know. If this keeps going on and on and on, I am a strong guy, but I think, see, because going in and out of jail, and this is the truth, right? Because I've been experienced 4 times in custody, and it actually ruined my memory, you know, because my memory is really damaged, you know.
Do you think it's just the stress of going in and out
Just
of jail?
because of stress and all that. I actually, one period of time as well, I actually took self-harm myself as well.
Really,
I
just
did,
because you were doing so
just
low?
because I wanted to kill myself, you know. I just really wanted to kill myself.
Aye. So we need to get you off that path. We need to get you
That's right.
clear of these coppers, especially what's his name, McCartney.
McCartney, aye.
He'll not go
Fuck
near
him.
you, actually.
I don't like him at all. You know, he's just a fucking dafty, you know.
Oh man. Well, look, Lee, can you tell the people, right? Say somebody's watched this and they're thinking, I need to go and fucking see what this guy's all about on TikTok. What is? Because obviously you've got a lot of fake accounts, don't you?
I do.
So,
I have a
so
lot of
what's the accounts that people can actually find you on, like your actual account?
Well, there's 2 accounts. There's Lee Backup 1, or there's the other one at Lee Sutherland 5, you know.
Oh right, okay. So
So-
they're the only 2 legit ones.
That's the 2 legit accounts.
Right.
Block the rest of them.
The rest of them are all fake accounts, you know.
Aye.
All
and
fake
they're
accounts.
they're stealing your content, posting it, and then using it for
also
likes.
as well, the numbers going up bigger and stuff like that, you know. It's just stupid daffy boys, you know. And see, the funny thing about it, every street, every corner I go into town, Airdrie or Coatbridge or Paisley or whatever, you know, anywhere I go, is just nothing but stupid wee daft boys. Can I get a 40 for you?
Aye.
Or can I get this? You know, and then also as well the coppers as well stopping me. You know, it's crazy. You know,
That's the price of fame.
That's
It is.
right,
And
man
it's
for
a
the
weird.
land of Scotland.
Do you find that weird to deal with people coming up to you and all that?
no, really.
'Cause
I
I
just
seen a video of a guy, right? I don't know if you were recording. You must have been recording it, and the two of them looked steaming and they're like, "No fucking way, I love you," and all that. And they were,
oh aye, that aye.
but does that stuff like that annoy you when they're drunk?
It's
And they're-
like, see, when there starts, like, I don't like people hugging me or that, you know, I don't like people touching me or stuff like
Aye.
that. Like, I really get, like, I just don't like it at all.
I just
like,
makes you
Personal space. innit?
space, aye, exactly. I don't like a guy coming up to me and start touching me and stuff like
Kissing
that,
your
you know.
neck, no.
It really affects me, you know, like, can you stand back a
Aye.
bit or that, you know. You can speak to me there, but
Aye.
no come right up
Hugging
to
you and
me.
touching
Like,
you and that.
exactly, you know, like a family member to me
Aye.
or that, you know, so
Aye, but Troops, if you see Lee Sutherland out and about, go up to him, talk to him. Don't fucking hug him or kiss him or anything like that, unless he asks you to.
Aye.
But Lee,
Exactly.
thank you so much for coming on, mate. Is there anything else you want to say? You think that's it?
I think that's it, isn't
It
it?
was, it was fucking superb.
I've got a wee question. Will you come back on video call and that?
Aye.
See if we've ever
I
got
would,
like
aye, I
questions about the law or like questions about corruption, because we do these other podcasts that are like, we go and like deep dives into mad mental like
No.
documentaries
See,
and
aye.
articles and stuff, and it sometimes can be about crime and that. So
That's right,
if we ever need a wee horn,
A second opinion.
can we get you on the Zoom?
Yeah, if you want.
Brilliant, mate.
Signed up to that. That's
If I can work
contractual.
it properly.
That's contractually
Well, even
binding.
we
now.
could work it out that we can just go on TikTok live together, and
Aye.
that might be easier. Do you know what I mean? But
TikTok will be fine.
aye, brilliant.
So we've got a regular contributor on board.
Brilliant, man.
Lee Sutherland.
But Lee,
Brilliant.
thank you so much for coming on, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it, man. Thank you so
been
much.
brilliant, mate.
Troops, you wanted it, you got it. See you later. Yes.
Remember, like, subscribe, mate.
They know it, mate.
Like, subscribe, comment, leave a review.